episode of Morelia Python Radio, and in this episode, Owen and I are catching up with how our breeding seasons have gone this far. We also talk about Ryan Young's recent success with producing yet another species of python. He recently produced a clutch of Timor pythons, and although they haven't hatched yet, it's still a huge accomplishment to have produced as many species as Ryan has done. And I can say with high probability that those eggs will hatch. Owen is trying to breed a lot of those more challenging species, and we discuss, is Ryan just a python whisperer, or is there a method to the madness? Let's get into it. Okay, welcome to episode 491 of Morelia Python Radio, and it's just me and Owen today.
Sweet.
Yes. So we will talk about various topics and breeding season updates and MPR Network updates and all kinds of stuff. New Herping trips coming up. So yeah, I'm excited about all of that.
That's right. You guys are going to Arizona in June, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. Arizona in June.
You will like Arizona. I think you really will. So
I think so. I've been looking at it. Field herping guides and stuff.
I've been looking at it. I just imagine a map of the whole state. You're like,
I'm just staring.
Like
I see you, Arizona.
It's not even topographical. It's just a flat color. Yes.
I see you, blue Arizona.
I see you, Arizona.
I got my eyes on you.
Looks nice.
One day we will meet. I'm excited to see some more rattlesnakes, that's for sure. So that's high for me on that trip.
It's something about like, and you kind of experience this in California with sidewinders. You don't expect, first off, Justin's got, we all give him his eagle eye bullshit, but like he's got insane hearing too, where he hears these tiny little rattlesnakes.
I think he's a robot.
I have we checked?
I don't know.
I don't believe
he's from the future. And
he may very well be. I'm going to send you with some tests, and you're going to bring up things in the car. And if he answers a certain way, let's check one for robot. Like,
he drives and he never gets tired.
Never sleeps. Yeah. He's a robot fueled completely on DDP. Oh my God, we figured it out.
Yes. He's got like eagle eye. He can see a snake that's like 3 centimeters long on the highway.
He can hear a rattlesnake that's this big buzzing from over there as us gorillas are tromping through woods and stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. He's written fair. 6 books.
6 books. None of which are his like actual career. Like he's a doctor.
He's a virologist by day.
Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, what the heck is this guy, man? He's got crazy good taste in music. He's usually you don't find. It's like, wow, okay, all right.
This is a new band. It's called Two Cats in a Burlap Sack. All right, Justin. Yeah.
He listens to like these obscure bands, and like I think I said this on the last one. It's like every time I go there, I'm like going home with a new list of musicians to look up, and always pleasantly surprised. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the theory. I think he's a herper robot.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then you always talk about like playing your guitar in various places, and I would join you, but unfortunately, my instrument of choice is the glass harmonica. It's those bowls that kind of like they spin and you play like it's almost like glasses. So I mean, it would just take a while for like you would get up on the cliff and I would be behind you playing the water glasses. It would be it would take a while, and it's hard. But we could do it.
Yeah, could be cool. I forgot about the guitar mountain scenario.
Well, that was every mountain you saw in Australia. I could go up there and shred. Yeah, dude. Good luck getting up there. Good luck getting up there. Mountain.
It's like every guitar player's dream to be up on the top of a mountain as a drone flies around you and you rip some crazy riff.
I mean, it's weird, but I doubt they have electricity up there. So okay,
you don't need electricity.
It's fine, man. Yeah, we play a track that in later. Yeah,
that's all. Yeah, come on. This is 2022, man. Come on, we don't actually play this song.
No. We just pretend.
All right, so I got some network news that
Okay.
we'll get out of the way. The first episode of Boa's podcast is recorded.
I'm so glad we named it that.
Hey, man, they picked the name. It's
Yeah.
It's about boas, and boas.
boas, all different kinds.
Boas. But killer
Insane
host
host
lineup.
lineup. Yeah.
I mean, you got Warren Booth, who's like the boa extraordinaire. Then you got Keith McPeak, who's also a crazy boa. I wonder if the new generation, do you think that they recognize Keith as a bow and eye guy, a boa guy, or a short tail guy?
I think and that's the thing is, I think most of the people who knew Keith before think of him as a short tail guy, and most of the people now know of him as a bow and eye guy, but nobody really gives him the credit that I think he deserves.
Yes,
boa guy, because I mean, he has a ton of emerald tree boas that he does great with breeding. Amazon tree boas as well. He's got
locality boas.
Yep,
all kind of locality boas.
The Argentines, and he's got this Anzinia.
Yeah, man.
So I mean.
Doesn't he have like some of the other species of Corrales as well, like Russian burger eye?
Yep. I think so.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, he's got a really good collection of boas, and over the last couple of years,
Jamaican boas.
Yeah, he has the Jamaicans. I forgot about those. He's been producing those more than he's been producing anything else, and I would say he's getting pretty close. I don't know how many years he was actively producing short tails, but compare the years he was actively producing short tails to the years he's actively producing boas, he's got to be getting close to like being even to the years in production. And then,
I think he's like one. I'm trying to think of a movie star that does it, but like, or a musician that like reinvents himself every 10 years or reinvents herself.
Yeah. You gotta mix it up a little bit. You know,
in the 80s, he was a short tail guy. Well, 90s, I guess, was a short tail guy. The 2000s, he was a boa guy, and the 2010s, the 20s, he was a bow and eye guy.
I'm waiting to see. I wonder what it's going to change into next. All dwarf monitors or all knobtail geckos.
Well, that's the thing too. He used to breed them,
right?
So, like, the amount of knowledge that he has, and then you put Rob into the mix, and Rob is another one. Like, people look at him as rhino rat snakes, which he is the king of rhino rat snakes. For anybody to say any different, that's just silly. I know you want to be king.
I'm getting there.
You're the prince.
I'm getting there with my 3 rhinos. Like, come on. And my second or third year breeding soon. But
it's right. Yeah, it's I hear people talk. I don't know if it's. It seems like a lot of times I hear, like, you know, if I'm watching something on YouTube or whatever, and they're like talking about something like that, and I'm like, you don't even know what you don't know, because you know, you don't even know Rob. You don't even, or maybe, you know, I think
Rob has forgotten more things than I will ever know about certain species.
What the hell?
Where it's just like, I'm like, those are cool. I really like them. And he goes, oh yeah, those are related to this, this, and this, and they eat this, this, and this. I'm like, it's a cool green snake. Like, I like it because it's green. Like,
and it's got a horn.
It's got a horn, and I like it. It's like, that's. Yeah.
But even Rob, he even like really,
he does a lot of with the boas.
Sort of like, he does a lot of the like obscure boas, you know,
the ones that need to eat a sleeping lizard when they find it or something like that. I
always screw them up. They're the Solomon.
I thought it was the Solomon Island boa.
Tree boa.
I don't know, but where it has to find a sleeping lizard to eat. And he's got to somehow get that. Yeah, no, I do not have the patience for that. If you'll notice, the animals that I have really good track record with are the ones who will blindly eat. They'll eat a tuna can if I put it in there with them. Like, I need tiger sharks in the form of snakes. And those are my animals. I can't take the like, oh, it must take the lizard, but in a certain way. Like, no.
So I know he does Puerto Rican boas. I know he does
really
Jamaican boas. His Jamaican boas are beautiful.
Yeah,
by the way. Just freaking incredibly amazing. And it's going to bother me if I don't figure out that I don't. Is this it? Wait a minute.
I mean, I forget. It's weird too because his boas are like he's like, oh, here's one, and I'm like, oh, is that a holdback yearling? He goes, that's a proven male. I'm like, Jesus Christ!
It's the Australis.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's I'm pretty sure the Solomon Island tree boas is the Australis. So I knew it. They're pretty cool too. Crazy. They got crazy heads. Just wild.
They're weird looking.
Weird looking boas.
But I like that off the cuff stuff. So I like it. And then of course Warren has everything. And he
does a lot of like Corrales. I know that, but he also does a lot of I think he did
locality stuff too, didn't he?
Yeah, he does a lot of like locality stuff as well. But it just the stuff that Warren knows as being like the guy that's like the parthenogenesis guy and all, and all that kind of stuff. And he's written papers and all this stuff, but he's a cool guy,
I mean, I am a budding boa breeder myself. I now have almost 3 species of boas. So
there you go.
Yeah, I have the rainbow boas. I have Dominican red mountain boas, and then I have I will be getting Argentines soon. So
okay,
I will have 3. I swear. So
okay, that's cool. Yeah, I got pygmy pythons coming.
Those aren't boas.
No, I know.
Okay. I am aware. Oh,
yes. I know. I've diverted the conversation away from
if we're talking about stuff, I got a wedding present today from our good friend KJ down in Florida. He sent me a
shit. I never answered KJ back. Damn it. Okay,
Jesus, you always answer KJ. He sent me a male 50% Lemke M-Pen boy coastal.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take him. I'll use him. I opened up. I'm like, damn. All right. Well, you're my favorite. Like, I love you. Like, you'll stay. So he came and then I come back.
Is that what you were picking up from FedEx?
That's what I went to pick up the FedEx. And then I come home and I'm like, well, I got a little bit of time. I'll just go upstairs and hey, the female Mad Hog's in her box. I might as well check. Damn it. And she's just eggs amongst the eggs. And I'm like, crap.
Yeah, so, that's wild, man. Yeah. So that's what, the second time you produced this?
This will be my second year. Yep.
Okay.
Which is good because Chris Salemi just sent me a bunch of knobtail geckos to get.
Did he?
Yeah, they just came in the mail yesterday. So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bunch here too for you.
So. Nice. Next time I see you, I'll grab it.
Yep.
I'll finally give you that box of your GoPro shit back because it's been sitting on my coffee table.
It's a coffee table.
I meant I meant to bring it last time, and then I'm like, why is this box just fuck? So yeah,
no worries. Just as long as we get it before Arizona. And the other cool thing is that I have to call tomorrow. Well, when we're recording this, it's Thursday. So, but Rob has his trip booked to Australia in October. Yeah. We're going to Brisbane.
Okay. All right.
We've changed plans.
Thank God.
For a couple of reasons.
Many.
But Rob, it was funny. We're having a conversation with because I think Keith might go. Even Matt might go. I don't know.
Matt, that would be cool. That'd be a good crew.
I think Matt would love it, man.
If I had to pick a replacement, Matt is high on my list.
Yeah. So he's got the Philly thing going, man. He knows how we roll.
He'll do good. Yeah.
But we decided so originally we were going to the Iron Range, see some green trees.
That'd be cool.
We decided that there's a better time to go for that. Because if you watch the YouTube videos that came out after the past year, when a lot of the people that were up there herping for them, I guess it's like during the drier time. Because if you think about it, right, if you're looking for a green snake, in the green, it's probably going to be a little harder to find. However,
if everything's brown, green snakes stick out like a sore thumb. Yeah, I got it.
At least that's the thought. I don't know. Let's see. Well, it's kind of like some of those videos showed, right? It was a little easier to spot and they're a little easier to find, but you find them all over the place. Apparently.
Allegedly, yeah.
So, so we're going to go there. We changed the mind. And then that was when me and Rob were sort of talking and was like, dude, do you want to go to the NT? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. I was wondering this whole time. I was like, that kind of deal. And so then we're going to go to the NT and, Keith and Teresa were going to go. So we were like, kind of like, I don't know if the Northern Territory was maybe the trip that, Teresa would be good on, or
right,
you know what I mean? It's like
she'd do well.
Yeah, she would do fine
if she was back at if you made that what is that Yellow Creek Lodge or whatever, you made that home base, that'd probably be fine. But after that, there's not really a lot of stuff that's going on, and it's a lot of hikes and a lot of other stuff. It's not like there's I mean the bustling metropolis of Darwin compared to like other larger cities in Australia. Yeah. So
anyway, regardless of all that, we're sitting there and talking, and Rob says, well, what about Brisbane? And I said, well, yeah. And he's like, you sure? Nice. Like they're sort of saying, I'm like, dude, that's carpet python freaking heaven.
Oh no, I'll have to look for carpets.
Python everywhere.
Damn it. Yeah. No.
So I think that's Rob's booked the plane ticket, so that's where we're going.
I think that's where we're going. It's where Rob's going.
But there's there's a ton of cool species,
of course,
in that area, and we would probably go
anywhere and find
something.
And,
tons of cool geckos and
let's say now you're going back with your lizard kick. I mean, now you're going to go back and you're going to want to find all the geckos.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah. I know it was nuts. I talked about it on the last show, but Arizona or California, how much it was a different herping experience because of being more into more things. I even bought a mammal book of Arizona. Just because I want to take it all in, right? And I just remember when we were there in Australia and you were talking about, the different mammals and I don't know. I find that shit interesting.
Yeah, so, dude. That's how I got hooked.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
So there's that. So I'm pretty excited about those two trips.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
when are you leaving in October?
I think it's at the end of October.
Okay, thank God.
Like the last week. No, we're not leaving then. No.
Don't leave directly from. If you're gonna leave directly from the wedding reception, just lie to me. Don't tell me the truth. Just go.
We figured we'd wait until you're like in marital bliss. Where you're just like living. Life is good.
My life has returned to a semi-normalcy.
I'm married. Everything is good. I don't have to pay for a wedding anymore.
Yeah, caterers suck.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know all too well, my man. I did it twice.
Yep.
So I think that's everything. Oh, so here's the other thing. It's a little bit of a teaser. I talked to you a little bit about this ahead, but now that the BOA thing is up and done, I'm working on the dates for the Field Herping podcast and all the other ones that we got to get going and whatnot and get it on the schedule to where we're recording it. And then the last and final piece of the puzzle is the Nick Mutton podcast. That I have to call him tomorrow and chat about.
Don't buy any snakes when you're talking to him.
Yeah. Well, I got a pool to pay for and trips to pay for.
Yeah.
So,
he's gonna try.
Yeah, I know.
What do you need?
Just pay me next year.
What do you need? What do you need? Nothing. Nothing. You don't need a hypo? I mean, I don't have one. That's
yeah. So there's that. So I think that's
cool.
Everything MPR news wise. So,
that is it. That's all. That's it from the news desk. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. So what about breeding, man? What do you got on the ground?
I got Brisbane's on the ground. I got a
What's the
jungle.
clutch of Brisbane's? How much?
Brisbane
How
to
many?
Brisbane. 6 eggs.
6 eggs. Okay. All right.
Six whole eggs from the
Okay.
largest coastal locality. 6 whole eggs. And I'm like, I am a guy who accidentally gets like 32 eggs out of a female, and you give me 6. Like, why are you doing this to me?
The coastal carpets are mad at you.
I don't know why. I think I produced too many jungles
You've
recently.
been fooling around with too many colubrids.
Yeah.
You've switched. I know. So it was funny. Well, go ahead, finish, and we'll talk.
Well, I got the 6 Brisbanes on the ground, and then I just got a clutch. I got a jungle clutch on the ground from my Mojo Reptiles female and Mike Curtin's. Wow Line Zebra male. I mean, wow. He is an impressive animal. So I got those. She did like 16. I think it's 16 eggs on that one. So that's nice. A monster clutch. That's going to be nice. And then I got a clutch from my caramel het Xanic to another caramel het Xanic, both of which I produced. So that's the next step onto a caramel Xanic.
You did produce a ghost before. Well, caramel Xanic.
I produced an Xanic. I produced a caramel Xanic. I thought he was, because he didn't have any color on him. He was just kind of like this pale gray, and he had bright white eyes. And now he's slowly developed a ton of black to where he could have caramel in him. I don't know. Gotcha. But he still has those bright white eyes. But I'm leaning more towards he's just a really good looking Xanic. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what we're going to produce out of that clutch. I have the ocelot that I got from you. She went again with the striped jungle male. I'm waiting for babies from her. And then I took my caramel tiger and bred her to my super caramel jag male. So TBD.
Super caramel to super caramel jag?
Caramel tiger to super caramel jag.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So TBD what that's going to be like. Because that male so far has produced my most reduced pattern of caramel jags. And the caramel tiger, she's not really that great to look at, but she has produced stellar caramels out of her. So I'm hoping to I want a good looking caramel tiger. Like, I don't give a shit what the jags look like out of this. I accidentally make caramel jags that I'm like, damn. Like, I want a caramel tiger. Like, I want a really good looking caramel tiger.
Okay. Cool.
So, and
you got, go ahead.
And then colubrid shit. Like, I got an olive python that I'm pretty sure is gravid. The Timor, I think, is a no-go this year. She just shed and she looks pretty. She doesn't seem thick or anything like that. Gold white lips are still together. Black white lips I keep introducing on and off. I got the hognose eggs already, but then I have 2 other females that I just put in with my male. The 2 females that I got from Riley were in with the male I got from him, but I haven't seen any action, so I put them in with my bigger male. Both my pine snake pairs were locked yesterday. My corn snakes are breeding. My rat snakes are breeding.
Which rat snakes?
White-sided black rat snakes.
Okay. I forget. Is that a morph?
It is. Okay. The black rat snake that we have is a black rat snake. Imagine it mostly white. That's the morph I have. So yeah, I got those. They might be breeding. I don't know what they're doing really, and then the
are
rhinos.
They like a special thing? Like white-sided black rat snakes? Are they like?
I mean, they're
in
cool.
demand. Like people want them, can't have them.
Yes or no? I mean, it's one of those things that I think they're cool, and I think they're a little bit step above like a corn snake, and they're in that pool of things that I'll probably keep a couple and then wholesale a couple. Like, I got various pet stores I can sell to and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get it that I don't have to sell all my corn snakes in one year to one pet store, where I can divide it up and give them a smattering of different species and stuff like that. And also keep for myself a smattering of different species that I can sell at shows. So yeah. Oh, and the rhinos. And I separated the rough scales because he was away from her, but I might put them back together because I really want them to breed.
Is that the clutch you want most of all?
Yes. Everything else, everything. I don't care. I cannot get anything. I can get no other eggs this year.
If you could pick Timors or Roughies, what would you produce?
You dick. Timors.
Okay. All right.
I would.
Why? Because you just want to.
Because I want them. Because I want the. I don't necessarily want to be the other guy, like the guy this year who produces Timors. Like I know Ryan got a clutch. I know a couple other people get clutches every year, and I'm sure Ryan's had to deal with this because he's bred rare species a bunch. I would not want to deal with the people who are like, I'm like, hey, I just got a clutch. They're like, when are they available? Can I buy it now? Can I give you money to put on a crate? Like, no, whoa.
Yeah.
Like also dealing with like, I was talking to you earlier this week, how I just redid all the pictures. And of course, somebody immediately messages me and picks the highest priced animal on the website and asks me if I can take $100 something off of it and eat shipping. And they're like, because for a military discount, to which I'm like, well, no. And I try to be polite about this because I'm like, I've never offered military discount. And, you know, you want to stay under $300 for a carpet python. And I have animals on the site that are under $300. But instead, what you're doing is you're picking the $400 animal and trying to make it into the $300 animal slot. Like, I can't. I'd happily talk to you about the other ones, but not her. Prices are firm. And, you know, that was it. So I imagine dealing with breeding a rare species. I mean, if it's anything like I've had to deal with the rhinos, it's got to be mind numbing for some things. But
yeah, I think too, it's probably one of those things where I think Ryan even said in his post, like, I don't consider it done until the eggs have hatched, right? But he was so excited about producing this species that he wanted, you know, and rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Ryan Young.
I want to be Ryan when I grow up so badly. Yeah. So badly. I'm trying so hard and failing miserably.
So what do you think?
And he makes it look so easy.
What do you think, as a guy who wants to breed a lot of the species that he breeds? What do you think? Like, what goes through your head as to why he's having the success he has? Why do you consistency? Okay. And as far as what?
As in, he finds what works, and then he doesn't change it. Consistently.
But how do you? It seems like he finds what works. And again, this could just be perception from social media, right? Because we're only seeing successes and not failures and whatnot. But at this point, he has to be up to 30 plus species of python.
I would say easily close. I mean, the thing is that I would say what he probably does is he raises a lot of the animals. Also, he tends to get them at not like Neo, but younger. And then he treats them like everybody else in the room for a couple of years. And for a couple of years, he doesn't have success, but then all of a sudden things start clicking and those animals start breeding and they start producing. So like, I know he had Timors a couple of years ago. I know he did because he and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how old they were. I don't know if they were ready. I don't know if this was their first year going, or if those animals a couple of years ago were already up to size and he was just trying and like just every year, just going. And now this year they finally go.
Right.
So I would say that's a lot of his thing. And that's what he'll tell you it is. I would also say a lot of it is just finding, I wouldn't want to say that where he lives is got to be like the perfect python habitat, because I think you can just create that. Plus we do micro habitats and stuff like that all the time. So he's just got it to the point where it's so dialed in that he won't really push the envelope. He'll put the animals in and kind of almost just like we were talking about with Shane, he'll set them up and he'll let them do their thing for like 2 years, 3 years. And then he'll try to put them down for breeding, and then he'll introduce the male. So for all we know, he's observing potential ovulations, but not introducing the male because.
See, I tend to think that Ryan is a lot like a lot of us, right? So if somebody wanted to talk to me about, or you, about breeding carpet pythons, right? We would give this like real super condensed, easy version of what we're doing, right? Because in our mind, it just seems easy because it's
now it is.
successful.
Now it
You just
does.
put
Right.
snake with snake, right? But like, I wonder if there's a lot of little things that he does that he doesn't, that he knows he's doing, but doesn't know he's doing, if you know what I'm saying. Right?
Well, I would say that I was going to try this next year. So I have a gold white lip that's coming up, almost in age, male. He's a couple years out of breeding, but next season I was going to start cycling them down with the other male white lips, like the adults, and just do that. I have another female white lip coming, and she's pretty much the same age. I was going to do the same thing for both of them, and just do this for a couple of years. As they grow up, as they get big. It might delay my ability to breed them because I'm not shoving food down their throat all year. But in the long run, in like 3 or 4 years down the road, if I can get white lip eggs out of the two of them, because now they've been consistently cycled and this and the other thing. Of course, I'm saying that, and we have to move at some point, which means everything's fucked. So
I wonder how much of it, because he lives in where does he live?
He lives out west. Yeah, I thought Oregon. I thought
maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, he's out not too far away from Nick and Justin. So he's up. I'm gonna say he's up in the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
It sounds right to me. I don't know the exact, but I would say it sounds right.
I wonder if it's the amount of snow he gets.
Maybe. I mean, if it's consistent for.
I mean, think about our carpets and how they breed when it's a lot of snow. I think. Well, I should say it's not the snow that does it. It's the
pressure and pressure. The other thing. Yeah, there's that, and I mean, and plus, precipitation is precipitation. If it's snow equal rain in the snake's brain, like, yeah, I get that too. So
I seem to think it's timing too, man. I think a lot of those species are just like, I think we're just trying to put it into that same box.
That's also
and I think we're looking at it at a different time, but I don't know.
That's also why I'm starting to do year-round introductions.
Right. And I think the other part of it is just the fact that that's all he does. He just does pythons. I think he has a few boas and stuff, but still, man. I mean, he's doing boys, right?
But he has a great deal of success, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
I wonder if he's beating the Barkers yet.
I mean, and that was I was thinking about that today. I'm scrubbing a thing. I'm like, if there's any person on this planet that needs to write a book on breeding and keeping pythons in this day and age, like in the 2000s and stuff like that, like Ryan.
You mean like Blue Bible #2?
Exactly. Yeah. If Ryan could easily make a book, almost like a Blue Bible #2, because I think at this point he's pretty much knocked out most of the animals in the Blue Bible, like. Or even I would love for him to make something like that.
See, I think he's one of those guys that's not really on social media all that much.
Yeah.
He's not really like
Ryan will write a book when he's about ready to retire. He'd be like, "The Secrets, bye." And I'll finally be like, "Yes, I can breed my white lips." Yeah.
I put some ketchup on the end of the mouse.
God damn it. I knew it. Yeah.
Wait, what? You heard me right.
I knew it. I knew it.
57.
57. No, it's the only way. How do they breed in the wild? Like it's.
I think he just understands pythons, man. He probably is like tuned into. I think this is we've talked about this a million times, but I think part of the sometimes the issues that you run into when you're breeding snakes and want to be a part of the community and whatnot, it seems like. When you're first getting into it, your focus is the animal. And then as you sort of morph into the hobby, you sort of spend more time looking at a computer screen or a phone, some sort of screen, rather than looking at your animals.
Right.
At least that's been my experience with me personally, and it's like, well, this isn't what I wanted to do this for.
And also,
I don't like people.
Yeah, I hate humans. Also, I would think that also you get stretched really thin. I think people are like, I've bred 5 or 6, and I was 100%, was and still am susceptible to this rule where it's like, I've bred so and so, I can give these a crack, rather than grabbing one new species and sitting there with this new species until I've had success, and then being happy with the new species and then not getting another one. Because if you want to think about it, technically, I have several new species in my house I have yet to be successful with. They're here, but yeah.
I think eventually you will. It's just a matter of just being patient with the project.
And that's the other problem.
That's huge.
Yeah, life changes, situations change. You move. You have to sell animals. You do this, that, and the other thing. You sell the animals to somebody, and then one of the animals in that pair dies. It's like that. It's hard to establish these things if you constantly rearrange. I was talking to you earlier this week that I had the Timors linked up still with their bridge, and they had been separated for about a month and a half. They both went through shed. They both peeled, and then now they're back together in her cage. So they literally separated, ate twice, both shed, and now they're back together.
Yeah.
I have to separate them this weekend because I want to feed them. So I'm waiting to catch them when they're in their own cages, or vice, like they've swapped. They're alone. I want one python on each side, and then I'm going to close the bridge so I can feed them. And then I'm waiting till May 1st when I start separating a lot of the python pairs. That's when I'm going to move the Crebo out, and I'm going to put bridges in there and bridges and other things. I'm going to bridge to the white lips. There's going to be a lot of bridges going on in this bitch, so that I can introduce them without having to, be in contact.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the infrastructure bill at the McIntyre house.
Yep.
Like all these bridges are bridges.
Lots of bridges. lots of bridges. Lots of PVC pipe.
We're building bridges, baby.
Well, it's the amount, because they're so close together. The amount of pipe that you use is like only this much. So this one tube that I have, I'm just like, all right, good enough. Like it's fantastic.
It just has to join them, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think how I'm going to try, well, at least this has been my change over the past couple of years of how I focused, is that I'm going to try to focus on one continent and those pythons on that continent.
And the outlying islands around that continent.
Well, I only have the one carpets that are on that outliers. I don't have anything else from any, well, yeah. I forget about that. But I don't know, man. The diamond pythons are just like, I feel dumb. I feel dumb as a breeder, man. I don't.
Well, I mean, no success with the diamonds this year?
Well, it's very early.
It's very early in spring breeder. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen locks.
Okay.
But I just don't feel confident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel confident that I know what's going on. And it even bothers me more that it's a carpet python and I don't understand it.
You can't.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do, but you cannot think that way. Because I had this.
I know, it's killing me.
Buddy came over with his bredli. And these are bredli that I sold him. And he's like, "Are you sure I have a pair?" And I'm like, "I have popped these things and I have probed these things for you. But I'll probe them again." I did. He has a male and a female. And he's like, "She should be big enough." And if she was any carpet python, he would have been 100% correct.
Yes.
But she's not a carpet python.
Correct.
You got to get that out of your head.
But a diamond is a carpet python.
No, it isn't. It's a diamond.
Yeah, but it's a spilota.
I know it's a spilota, but it's different enough.
I know what you're saying.
Right.
Yes,
where you got to you can't get it. You got to get past that block of it's Morelia. I should be able to toss these things together and make more Morelia.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that it's so different.
Yes.
it's just different than anything
Spring
I've ever
breeders are
done.
different, and they will send you for a loop. Because
Yeah,
remember,
man.
I got my original bred live because Mike Curtin was like, "Fuck these things." He's like, "I can't get them to breed," and then I got them, and then I think that season I got them to breed, and he's like, "I fucking hate you." Which I was talking with Mike earlier this week, and he and I were talking, and apparently he had a Savu python, and I'm like, "Hey, I think Shane posted up some Savu pythons," and he's like, "Really? That's interesting." And then he texted me later on that week. He's like, "We can no longer be friends." I'm like, "Wait, why? What did I do?" He goes, "You know what you did." I'm like, "You got the Savus, didn't you?" He goes, "I might have gotten 2." I'm like, good. Let me know when they breed. Like it is.
Yeah. I it just seems like you're just moving the time frame to a different time frame, right? But
well, you are, but also they need you can't be gentle with them. You have to be very mean to spring breeders. Otherwise, they won't produce sperm or eggs. They just kind of go and that's I have tried to breed multiple bredli a year. I usually only get one girl a year.
Right.
Because I don't drag them out and drop them down really, really cold, because that whole room does not get down into like the 50s. There's a there's a tortoise that kind of prevents certain things from happening. So they get close enough, and I do get at least one female to trigger.
That's another thing I worry about, right? I worry about, did they get cold enough?
I would say that's not a problem for your diamonds, though.
I mean, they're in a room that's like 50 degrees during the wintertime.
Yeah.
I leave the door open and all kinds of, crack the window. And
are these animals that you have raised up, or are these the adult animals that you got?
No, these are animals I raised up.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, I'm like, oh, well, like, clearly these are adult animals that you bought, and they're not working for you.
It could be age. It could be age. They're at like, what are they, 5?
How
the female's 6, the male's 5.
I mean, that's right in there though, like 6, 7. I say for spring breeders, because that's always you always hear about bredli, inlands, diamonds going later. How big are they?
I don't know, 5, 6 foot, maybe 5 foot, probably.
Maybe they need to be bigger. Maybe you gotta take those. Maybe you gotta take them diamonds to Rogue Reptile School of Diamond. Stop playing in the Hobbit world. You need to start bulking them things.
Well, I mean, they're still growing.
Yeah,
but I think I thought that it was more of an age thing than
I would say it's definitely an age thing, but diamonds are usually just bigger animals. I mean,
they're not small.
Yeah, no, I've seen
they were, but
they
grew. They're bigger than when you've seen them.
I know. I mean, also, like, what was, like, how big were the reduced patterns? The ones that were always in that one picture, the two of them, like, where they were like on top of each other.
Well, I got one of Greg's. I got one of Greg's adults.
Yeah, they weren't
adult
huge.
Male,
yeah,
probably 6 foot.
Yeah,
probably like I don't know, like that round.
Yeah, I would want to say male diamonds are close to 6 foot. I would say if a female gets close to 7, but she is that like deceptive 7, where she's like, she's 7 feet, but you're never going to see her show you that she's 7 foot. Yeah. And they got that mature looking head too, because I've seen them.
Yeah. The female at first, so the first time I tried to breed that female, she did not. She had a smaller head, because I think when I got, actually this is a different female that I'm trying to breed. The female I'm trying to breed this year, I actually raised up. So there's 2 females that I could possibly breed, right? But the Riverbank Zoo one I got from Mike Rosemond.
Right.
I don't want to call him Michael. Martin. I keep wanting to say Michael.
From Michael Rosemond. No.
Well, I think it's because that came from Michael Islam.
Right.
So in Canada. So but Martin, I bought it from her, and she had that like big body but small head.
I hate that syndrome.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, yeah, where the body grows and the head. I have a caramel like that. Like now, it's their awkward teenage phase where it's like your head needs to catch up with the rest of you. You look really stupid. Like it is. You know what? Like the only animal that semi works with is my ring python, because that's just the way they look.
Yeah, that would be good.
She's got a massive body, tiny little head. Like it's just
So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The diamond pythons, they got me sort of stumped, but it's fun. It's fun, and I think that I don't know. I'm off my game this breeding season. I think because I didn't go in prepared like I usually do.
Get distracted by geckos and miniature monitors.
Well, not only that, it's just this last year was a crazy year for me. You know what I mean? I usually go in like more prepared, and like I think that with breeding, at least in my experience, has been it has to be a process that's all year. Like I think when I first started, it was like this idea that come October it begins.
No. Like I'm like, doing this. I'm doing this right now. Like right now, I am feeding females. I have a tiger female that's going to go. She took this year off. She is primed. She is ready. She is fantastic for this year coming up. And I already have the right male for her. So that's done. But all the other girls, especially the ones that have laid eggs, I'm just like, here, quickly, eat as much as you can. Like you and my caramel head Xanac, after she laid, she has not eaten since she laid. So she looks horrible. So I already have it pegged that she is not going this coming year. Even if she starts eating tomorrow, I'm not doing it. Like, because I don't think she can bulk up. Of course, I've said this now, and I'm not breeding the Brisbane because she's so small. She only laid 6 goddamn eggs. So, and luckily she eats everything in sight. So I'm like, you need to take a year or two to grow. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm trying the inlands as well. We'll see what happens with that. Sort of the same thing.
The coastals.
And the coastals. But I didn't see a whole lot of action with those two.
God damn it.
Probably, again, because I feel that I think next year I'm going to be more settled, and I think next year will be a big year.
Or if you want to tag it and send them over here, I bet you I could figure out space or something. Do that. Or
I want to crack this.
You want to do it? No, I want it. All right.
You got all the fun pythons, Owen.
Shut up. All right.
You got all the white lips and
you got all the other shit.
The team,
you let me have the Yakapuri Depot. All right.
God damn it. I just want this coastal carpet pairing. I want to bring it back.
Listen, I'm not the one. Like none of my
people.
Listen, none of my shit's breeding. Like it's not like I'm Ryan Young.
It doesn't matter. Neither is mine. So we're in the same boat.
All right. I want to bring it back to the people.
Bring it back to the people. The project that we thought was lost. I'm bringing it back. Owen and I are bringing it back to you.
That'll be on the t-shirt. Yakapuri Depot reestablished 2023.
Nice. I'm writing that one down.
Yep.
Because if you get a Yakapuri Depot animal, you're getting
a t-shirt.
Reestablished 2023.
Reestablished 2023. Extinct, and then just write a number like extinct there, reestablished.
2016, extinct. 2023, reestablished. It's now the new crested gecko of the carpet python world.
All right.
So I don't know about that one. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Dude,
could still go.
I don't know about half the animals in my room. I mean, I'm like, you know what? I should ultrasound the Crebo. And my friend Dan's like, oh, you need your ultrasound back? I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Like, I guess I do. So this weekend we got to ultrasound the Crebo. My Chinese king rats, I got to ultrasound just to see what's going on in there.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think what 2021 one for me was a refocus of why I do reptiles.
Right.
So the focus for me was not really breeding. It was trying to figure out if it's something that I want to continue to do. Do I want to cut down the collection? What's going to stay? What's going to go? What do I want to add? New species, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So,
but you need to do that every once in a while. Like, I had this, I'm sitting here and I went through where I have several animals that need to be paired. And I went through it and I'm like, which ones do I really want to pair because I really want to work with them? And which ones do I really want to pair? Or which ones do I want to pair just because I have a single animal here? And that's weird. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Eastern black king snakes. I have one female. I got a pair from Joe. I lost the male. And I'm like, so do I want to find a male or do I want to just cut that project? And I'm like, I already have Cali Kings. And I did just pick up the Bairds. And the Bairds are bigger and there's a pair. And it's like, they kind of fit that niche that these would have. So I'm going to let her go. Okay. Ring python stays. Like it was never. Angolan, yes. Bear, like so. There were several projects. Only one got cut. Like it was. So I'm very much am still in trouble. But that's the point where you have to select these things. You have to pick, and there's nothing wrong with cutting down or going to slide into a different direction. So, yeah,
and it's not. It's a tough thing for me when it comes to those certain things because, one side of me is saying that, I do want to, I do like these snakes. I do like, having this collection that I have and whatnot. But I feel like the other side of me is like, well, you're not able to Ryan Young them, right? You're not able to really observe them and get these little details of things. Now, granted, it's probably not going to be that difficult with something like a carpet, and it's probably not going to be that difficult with Antaresia, because I think pretty much those two groups of pythons pretty much breed pretty reliably. But like, if I'm keeping Australian pythons, things like olives can be trickier, womas can be trickier, blackheads can be trickier, and I don't know. I just want to be able to sort of like, because this would be, I didn't breed. I guess if I don't breed this year.
Did you get a clutch last year?
I did. Yeah. I got a clutch of gelatins, but like I got rid of 4 racks of snakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that V18 rack that I had?
The wood one?
No. Oh, no, dude, that's gone a long time ago.
I think it's gone. No.
Isn't it V18 the little vision tub things?
Yeah.
They're like long.
Right? Yeah.
That's completely empty.
Damn.
I emptied out 2 racks of the V70s. They're gone.
Cool.
And then I have some stuff that's going to Billy at some point.
Now that it's getting warmer, boxes are going to start flying, baby.
Yeah. Got gelatins going to Justin.
Nice.
I got some. This is not the ones.
I need you to sell out of gelatins before the book comes out. Okay. I need you to. You need to do that for me. Okay. Sell out of gelatins.
No. Here's the thing. I think that you should wait until I breed them again. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because you're going to want the ones that Justin's got.
Okay. So,
because they're striped.
Right.
And they're phenomenal.
Okay.
And they're...
Wait till next time.
Yes. Yeah. Because then you'll get,
I need another jungle project with a hole in the head. Yeah. It's just...
But I don't even know what I was saying.
But you think that the Australian, the Antaresia and carpets and...
and some of the other hard stuff.
It's going to be
red
all
lie,
in the same
diamonds, olives.
You should be able to get that group to go, even if there's some outlying tricky ones. It's going to be weird. Like the ones that you just like expect to be the hardest outliers are going to be the easiest ones. Like, I was thinking, like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get like introductions with these roughies. God, I hope it goes well. Oh, they're locked. Oh, okay. Like,
I think,
weird.
yeah, I think a big thing that it really changed me is herping, right? Because herping, not so much the fact of like, I think a big factor that I often overlook with that is the fact that I want to herp in my room, if that makes sense, right? I want to be
Yeah.
able to walk into my room at night and see what's going on
And enjoy your
and
animals.
observe
Yeah.
those animals and see what they do and da 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 da. And you know,
It's fun. I mean,
yeah,
it's really fun because my mad hogs will almost like spy hop. So like they'll be sitting
Right.
there and all of a sudden they'll just rise up and they'll just watch you as you walk by, and
right.
it's cool. And to enjoy that, where I can walk in and see all the carpets, it's really cool. I'm hoping that when I move into my forever place, with my larger room basement building, I have room for more cages, because I would love to get more animals into cages. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing that I guess I'm cutting myself short with is like the whole like that change of moving from, you know, being more racks to more caging, especially with animals like lizards now.
It's a different animal.
It's just a different thing.
Yeah.
And you spend a lot of time building that enclosure to try to, you know, perfect it and get it right. And, you know, zoopoxy this and all this kind of shit, you know, because you want this stellar enclosure. And you sort of don't really care about breeding per se.
Well, and also you just because you have a reptile project and you have been known to breed doesn't mean you need to do it every freaking year. Like, this is not.
I love taking the year off, man.
Oh yeah, This is your reptile collection, and if it behooves you, you can breed it to give the opportunity to other keepers to have slivers of what you got. Like, I don't need to breed Timors. I have 4 of them. Like, I'm good. I would like to, because I think it'd be awesome, and I want to see babies, but I don't need to do it. I will soon finally have. I'll have 2.2 of each phase of white lips soon. And that's been on my list for a while.
Well, do you think it's more of a, not that you have to do it for you to be happy with it, but it's sort of like the circle of the behavior, right? I guess it's like, do you feel that, like, I think for me, maybe for our group, generation of herpers or whatever, there's a certain level of, like, a certain badge of success that comes along with breeding a species, right?
I would like to do it because it would be like you said, like, it would be the rounding, completing of the project. I'd also like to do it because I would like to contribute to these animals in U.S. herpetoculture.
Sure.
But I'm not sitting there trying to look for notoriety. I don't like famousness. I'm not going to sign your white lip for you. Like, it is.
Damn it.
I'm not. It's so but I would like to do it just because, for me, I would enjoy to do. I really enjoy breeding my animals. I really do.
Yeah. It's freaking awesome watching snakes patch out of eggs.
Dude, I'm excited for these.
That's so awesome.
I'm excited for these freaking Mad Hog babies again. Like, they were so cool, vicious little buggers, right?
Right.
Yeah.
How many? So this is your second year breeding. Yep. How many people have bred that species?
I would have thought it was a little bit of a rare species, but it's not. Because they've been coming in. It depends on when Madagascar was open to exportation or when it was closed to exportation. So they've been coming in semi regularly, and then they shut it down for a while. So they became rarer in the States. But there were people who had adults that would pair them every year and get certain people to buy them and do whatever. It was kind of like, it's weird because if you're into hog noses, you might not necessarily be into these things, but if you're into false water cobra, these are right up your alley. So it's kind of that way. So there were a couple pairings of, like, a couple clutches of, like, blonde, speckleds, and giants. Last year, I would want to say there was probably under 10 giant Mad Hog clutches throughout the States. but there was still a lot of them being brought in. So a caught adult or wild caught subadult and juvenile sells for about $300 to $400 on the tables of the dealers.
Okay.
I was regularly getting $400 from my hatchlings.
Okay.
So not rare, but people like them.
So is it me or does it seem that, I know this is going to be an odd question. When you say they're like $400, is that like, does it seem like the price of reptiles has gone way up, or am I seeing something different?
I would say that the price of reptiles has really gone up, especially because I would say exportation is with delays and things like that. Especially with COVID and a bunch of other things, a lot of import-export stuff has been delayed, shut down, or stopped. I would say that was definitely something. I would say that prices have gone up just because of scarcity, where they would have gotten a whole case of these freaking mad hogs that they would have had to sell for 200, 150. They got 4, and they have to sell them for this much to make their money, or this, that, and the other thing. So, and also there was a spike there when everybody was on lockdown where people were buying reptiles hand over fist because you were stuck at home. You had some extra scratch. You wanted to be distracted from everything that was going on. So you know what? You set up a new reptile. So,
right.
I mean, and I would say that right now, man, the market is going pretty hard. I mean, I took all my baby olive pythons to an Oaks show a couple months ago, and I came back with 0. And that's just because people just wanted them. Some people who had never had an olive python but had other species just wanted something new. And there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking on Morph Market.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd find any on Morph Market. Hognose? Or are you just looking for prices?
No. I'm just looking at prices.
Yeah.
And what's kind of crazy is well, first of all, there's a lot of bredli on there.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, you got to think about it this way. That bredli thing was going to come to a bubble anyway because bredli have huge clutches. Yeah. So, this isn't your 5-6 ball python clutches. These are like 20, 30, eggs in a clutch. So eventually you were going to get to the point where there are a lot of freaking bredli out there.
Right. Yeah, I was just looking at the carpet pythons to see like what some of the oh wow, Citrus actually has a
true hypo tiger female, $2,500. God, she's gorgeous.
Is it really?
Yeah. Nick,
I see it.
I love it.
2,500. Yeah.
Oh, I produced that one. Shit. All right. Couple of rogue babies on freaking Morph Market, but
which ones were they?
There's a red tiger jaguar coastal 2017 proven female produced by Rogue Reptiles. Stunning silver eyes. She looks pretty.
That's a pretty snake.
That's a Talon kid.
Oh yeah, you can tell. I can tell just by the pose.
That's a Talon baby.
I can tell just by the pose.
Yeah. Interesting indeed. So
hypo coastal.
Now there's a citrus tiger on there. You got your own little thingy. It's adorable.
Right.
But yeah,
how cute.
The prices fluctuate, man.
I think though that, could I be wrong? It just seems like a lot of people are more into like some of the more rare colubrids.
I would say that's definitely kicked off. I was talking to Brett.
But an expensive colubrid is probably like what? $500.
I mean, some of them are more expensive than others, but yes.
Right.
The colubrid thing, I mean, I think people finally started getting hip to the trick that the colubrid thing of like, oh my God, they shit everywhere, and oh my God, they smell. You can kind of avoid a lot of that just by maintaining their cage and cleaning up and this, that, and the other thing.
You can?
Yeah, yeah, fuck yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
dude, like I just pick through my guys' cages and clean them up, and the Vietnamese blue beauties do me a real solid, and they just shit in their water bowls. Like it's okay, thank you.
Does it smell like when a monitor shits in its water
Yes,
bowl?
it's horrible,
Oh,
but
God, it's the
you
worst
clean
smell
it.
ever.
But you clean it and it's gone. Like
Yes.
it's not like people make these things sound like Chinese king rats. All they do is just reek. Like they just smell. Like, yeah, of course they shit smells, but you just clean it. So and I usually have like a big thing of mulch. So I'll scoop out whatever's dirty, throw a new thing of fresh mulch right in there, like a scoop.
Does that help with the smell, though?
Yeah,
the
it
mulch?
does. Yeah. It also helps just by you eliminate. You can't just like pick the poop up because they've like there should be a little area that is now contaminated. Just scoop the whole goddamn thing out.
Right.
That helps, and you just got to keep on it. But I would also say that feeding them is so much easier than everything else. Like I'm not
they just eat.
Yeah, they just eat.
They just eat every time.
They just
no
eat every
bullshit.
time. Like I'm not sitting there. Will you eat your mouse? Like no. It's put it down. Get the fuck out. Like that's yeah.
Yeah, that does make things easier.
It does.
Like,
it much does.
When you have one of them picky feeders, man, it's just like, oh God.
Bullet to the head. It's
here goes my Saturday.
And you're
I'm gonna
right.
spend down here 3 hours trying to get this stupid snake to eat.
Now I will say that I'll hopefully have to sit down like I did 2 years ago with the rhinos, and I'll have them all spread out in front of me on a Sunday morning and trying to get each one of them to eat their fish scented pinky. But that pays dividends in the long run because they're rhinos. But I would say there's a definite push towards interesting, I'd say Asian colubrids are right up in there, and other more forgiving colubrid species. So animals that don't need a huge amount of help, like heat and this, that, and the other thing, but can get to a considerable size, have a cool enclosure and stuff for. So like I got to bump up my false water cobra. Like I tried to not grow them big, and that is an impossibility with false water cobra. They are just machines.
Well, isn't that colubrids in general? Don't they really
you cannot stop
quick?
them. You cannot stop them. My Chinese king rats went from these tiny little beige little shits to the black and yellow monsters that I have currently. And I would love for them to produce. Love that. We'll see.
But no, I thought you were
there's a but. Well, but I have no idea. I have no idea about how to get babies set up. Like I got mine as already established little ones. So it's one of those things where I am anxious to get these animals, but then starts the other thing. Like I had no idea what I was doing with Mad Hog babies. So luckily I only had 4. This year I got 7 eggs. So now we'll see how we go with that.
Yeah, but you're pretty good at that. You're pretty resourceful at getting those things like that to go.
You have to be, because if you're not, then it's dead. And then what the fuck was the point of what you put their mother through? Like it is.
Yeah.
So
now it's your responsibility.
It is. Like this is on me. The second eggs are hit, they're all on me. So
yeah, I don't know, man. It's very weird to be in the spot that I'm kind of in right now with this whole breeding thing, and like listening to you talk about breeding these species and getting them going, and like, yeah, I miss it, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I think like I'm going to be more of a type of breeder that has a group of snakes, but maybe only breeds a couple species each year, so that I can focus on doing that species. So
and
it may be
nothing wrong with that.
And Kimberly's 1 year. It may be, geckos and Antaresia that year.
There's nothing.
I didn't mean it like that. I wouldn't.
You did. I would. I saw it. Yeah, I would. But it's
I can't get these geckos to eat. These
like,
snakes don't
there we
eat
go,
either.
Aunt Teresa. Figure it out, buddy. It's like it's
I wonder if this tail.
Well, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing in the rule books that says you get the species and then you have to breed the species in order to be a herper. You control your collection. Like, you shouldn't have to keep or breed anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That like, just because people say you have to, you can do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to have two of the best looking green tree pythons and never let them meet each other, fine, whatever. Yeah. But if you want to breed them one year and then keep all their babies, that's fine too. It's just one of those things where I am at the point now where I am keeping these animals for myself and I'm breeding them for myself. And then you all can have my leavings. You can all have whatever I don't want. You can all fight over. So, right. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, if I were to be lucky enough to get Timor eggs, I'm not sure if I'd be able to. I'd be like, these 6 are mine. like these babies stay with me.
Well, I think that's the thing, though, with projects like that, right? And maybe this aligns with the success of Ryan, right? Is that if he does produce animals like that, he's not really working with, he's very focused. I mean, he's focused, but he's not focused. He's sort of like how I'm sort of trying to approach it, right? He's focused with Indonesian, Australia, maybe, but mostly Indonesian pythons. Right?
He had the African rock pythons, didn't he? Or those are Burmese that he bred this year?
Well, he bred Burmese, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not too, I mean,
it's not too far.
Yeah. It's in the same
he bred ball pythons this year. Wrong.
Well, he breeds always ball pythons.
Never can breed a ball python.
At this point, I think ball pythons are pretty straight ahead to breed. But even them, I think they're probably way different than carpets. I always wanted to breed ball pythons just to say that I've done it. And maybe one day I will.
Why?
And it wouldn't be even a morph. I would just
breed normals.
Yeah, I would. I swear to God, I would, man.
I mean, I did always think that, like, and this was way back when, I always thought about just getting like a pair of pieds and then just breeding them every year and just having like 10.
Yeah, I remember you would talk about that.
10,
like, if you were at a show, you'd have some.
I'd have 10 pieds, and then who gives a shit? 10 pieds. I know the price for them. Problem is that I took that mentality and I morphed it into my corn snake projects.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you never went that route.
I never had the opportunity. See, that's the problem. Is I would get the money.
To get a
the opportunity was all. Yeah, the opportunity was all over the place. But I'd be like, I have $400. I'm going to buy the pies from White Lip. And it was just,
right? Yeah, I know that pain. Yes, all too well.
You know, that's the problem. Is you go to the dealer table to pick up the ball pythons, and he's also got White Lips, and then these are mine. So it never happened because it was never something that I ever thought I could do. If a project like that were to like fall into my lap or something, yeah, maybe.
You know what's always driven me to like just normal ball python is it's just pure nostalgia for me. And as far as like, and I guess like
I miss the bins of normals that were labeled Cobra food.
I think like people that are coming into the hobby now, this is why I would love to talk to like, I gotta get a herp history. We got a couple that are already done, but we got to get a herp history with somebody that can talk about like something like this. And basically like ball pythons were rare.
Right.
And it was like,
and they were difficult to breed, man.
It was just a weird thing. And I just remember as a kid going to this pet shop, and I've said this before in the show, but I would go to this pet shop and I would go and stare at this 20-gallon long, the green AstroTurf reptile carpet on the bottom.
Martin's
one
aquarium.
Of those crock water bowls with the blue inside over in the corner.
The stoneware bowls. Yep.
And there's the ball python just chilling in the corner. And I remember talking to the guy, and like at the time I had a Burmese python. So pythons to me were this big thing. And I was like, wait, they come smaller? It still looks the same, but it's smaller.
What?
Like, yeah. And the guy that owned the pet shop, he's actually been friends with my dad. he passed away like a couple
Mhm.
years ago, but he's been friends with my dad for like 40 years since I was a kid. And he was basically like, nah, that's my snake. You can't have that snake. Like, you can't have that
No, no,
snake.
no,
And
no,
it was
no.
just this wild caught ball python. But I just always thought that it's so weird. Like, I think of those TFH books
Mhm.
that used to have in Martin's Aquarium, and like looking in those books, it's sort of like it imprinted on your brain of snakes that you wanted. I don't know for you, but do you remember looking at those books?
Oh,
You're a
yeah.
little younger than me, so
I mean,
maybe
yeah.
it's
I mean,
not the same.
I remember going to Martin's and just playing with the baby alligators. I never looked at books. Like it was, Martin's was gone by the time I started getting really into like the next step of that.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
But I remember seeing 2 emerald tree boas. I didn't even know what they were at the time. They were just big green snakes on sticks. And I remember seeing the emerald tree boas at Martin's, and I was blown away by those. It's almost like I wish I could go back and just because I had access to that thing, right? Oh God, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it was. I never really looked at those pictures. I do remember what kind of was like that for me was really just MP, like going on MP and looking at animals that I was never going to have, never going to own. I remember the first one was the zebra. Zebra came out, and was that Canada or something? Somebody had a zebra in Canada. I remember that much. On MP, and I remember looking at that animal and being like, I will never, ever, ever, ever own a zebra.
Own that?
I will never own that. Never.
Right.
I'm going to hatch like I don't know. God knows how many this year. Like it is.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's the book I'm talking about.
Do I have that one?
Right. So it's Pythons and Boas by Peter Stafford.
I don't think I do.
My original one came with a Burmese python on the cover, but this newer version has a green tree on the cover, a biak by that.
Yeah, I don't think I have that one. Damn it! All right, have to see.
But this is the picture that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you in a minute. Well, there's one that stood out to me.
Yeah,
which is a coastal carpet.
Yep.
That
the ball python on a branch.
Yeah, but at the time that was an exotic snake. You know what I mean? Because nobody had, and that was another one. That's
emerald.
Emerald. But just like, I don't know, man. Like these pictures, like burned into your brain, and it's like it all of a sudden becomes the species that you want to work with, and you know, it's so weird because like
and add to cart. Okay. I'm sorry. What would your
yeah, like that. Look, that's right up your alley, bro.
Why is its head so weird? Like,
yeah, right.
It's a fat one. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I guess like maybe people that so like there was no information like that back.
Of course
in the day.
not.
So it's like you really just had to rely on books and shit and like.
Well, and that's the problem is you ended up relying on the person.
That's the other picture. I saw that color on this one.
The ball python hatching, yeah.
And it was like it just looks so. It's like gold.
That's like the first pastel for all we fucking know. Like it is. But that's the thing is you used to have to rely on the guy at the shop to teach you what to do or your friend or whatever, because I mean, the care of reptiles at a certain point was some dude had a boa constrictor in a tank and a chicken lamp on top of it. Like it was, it's gotten so much easier and so many things are available. Like for my first couple of years and my first couple stuff of keeping, I relied heavily on Chris and stuff like that to walk me through things.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he was the only guy that would teach. The only guy that taught me everything when I was still at Del Val. And then you started getting, when he left, I started kind of relying on other people online, other people to walk me through things, reading articles and books and this, that, and the other thing. Right. But then it was slowly piecing things together and also growing relationships with people at like Hamburg. But dude, my first season of carpet pythons, I had no fucking idea what I was doing with those babies. Like
Yeah.
I cooked my first clutch of carpet pythons. I burned those suckers. I had them in a styrofoam incubator, and I failed that. So then the next step was spending money and getting a bigger incubator.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder for today's generation of herpers, I wonder what they are looking at and getting that same feel. Like, is it a picture on the internet? Is it like, I think for us for somebody like me that was like into carpets hardcore, talking about MP and stuff like that, versus more attaching to your generation of herpers, right? Which is like right behind mine. Is that?
Oh, I found the original one with the Burmese python on the cover.
That's the one. Yeah, I had that, but it fell apart because I've read it so many times.
You read it too many times.
I've had that since I was like,
I loved it too much.
6 years old, man. I've had that book since like, what would that be? 1982.
I had that. Oh my God, the book was older than I am.
Oh yeah, dude. I think this book came out in when was it?
I'd love to know what's wrong with it.
So this was republished in 86. It's weird, man. The taxonomy in it is just fucking crazy.
Don't read old books and read the taxonomy. That's just no.
The fact that it has a Borneo earless monitor and a Komodo dragon explaining monitors lizards in there is kind of crazy, man. It's like
awesome.
I don't know. That was just a book that I took that book everywhere with me, man. I like studied that book from beginning to end.
Your parents were shocked when you're like, I want to get some reptile.
No, well, my dad sort of pushed me into it,
Yeah, that's true. Your dad pushed you into it. My father kept looking at me and kept uttering, "Where did I go wrong?" So
yeah.
Yeah.
Little did he know what would happen from those afternoons in the Burke basement.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to your point, right, to go back in time and to like actually know what I know now and look at his collection then, and see some of the shit that he had. Cause I just like every once in a while he'll find a picture of like a Polaroid picture of something that he had, like, oh, remember this mangrove snake I had? I was like, oh shit, I forgot you had mangrove
and he had
snakes.
to take a picture of it because he had to put that picture in the mail to send to some guy who might want to buy it.
Yeah, that's how I remembered he had Indian pythons. And,
dear God.
Like,
imagine those things. Like, and that's the weird thing. It's like your dad had Indian pythons. At one point, he
bred them.
Yeah, they were rare. They're rarer than Burmese pythons. True Indian pythons are actually a thing. Like, those.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know where he got. I don't have to ask him that where he got them.
India.
I think back then it was how the price list would go. But so what I was gonna say is like so like I remember going to MP. MP would take you to Anthony Caponetto's site, the whole iconic Bullwinkle picture.
Yeah,
everybody freaked about that. The Gamma picture, everybody freaked about that.
I hung out on Will Leary's page a lot, and I read his article.
The super tiger picture,
the super tiger jag. It's not just the tiger jag. It's the super tiger jag. You bred a tiger jag to another tiger. It's like it's super.
And these sibs are special.
Siblings.
So I wonder what their go-to. That would be an interesting question. I guess the next time we have a younger herper on the show, we're gonna have to ask them that question.
For all you know, they go on TikTok, they go on Instagram, and there's somebody's snake that they find. The thing is now is that if you don't know what it is, there's probably a link on those videos that you can check up on, follow on, and then now all of a sudden you're hooked onto a species.
Think about this right now. Is there a picture that you can think of in, say, the last 5 years that you remember the animal from the picture? Not the person and not the animal itself, but you saw the picture of the snake. You were like, oh my God, I can't believe that picture and that picture is burned into your brain and made you want to work with the species.
Yes.
Is there some, what is it? What's the picture?
Axanthic Timor python.
Okay.
Yep. Chad threw that one at me, and that was the holy crap. That's been in my brain. I'd love to see updated pictures of that animal. Like it would. Yeah. I want to see how he developed. Who
had that animal? Was it Chad?
Chad.
He did.
Yep. Yep.
He still has it.
I don't know. I don't know. We don't go to Tinley anymore, so I can't like get him to drink.
Yeah, I know.
I can't get him to drink a jar of moonshine and tell me secrets anymore. So.
That grape. Didn't he have grape juice moonshine?
Grape. It was like, yeah, because it was
it's like grape Kool-Aid.
Well, no, that's because he's like, here, have this. And it was like, of course, it was White Lightning liquid bottle. And I'm like, nah. And he's like, now try the purple. And I'm like, purple? What
but it was
flavor?
Clear.
Right.
But it tasted like grape.
But it tasted like grape. It was like, he's like, the purple. And I'm like, delicious. He goes, there you go. And I'm like, I need
drank
to sit down.
A glass of that.
Yeah, I'm
like I thought it was grape juice. It's like, no, Eric, you're not supposed to do that.
Those are the most dangerous. Like I told you, with your I need more Papa Burke's apple moonshine because because that was
he hasn't made that in a while.
I know. I'm pissed.
No Carpet Fest.
Man. I know. My father's pissed. Like it was. We need to start. We need to figure that out because if I have to go to one more family function where he's like, so no Carpet Fest this year, eh, boy? I'm like, yeah.
We had the post on pick of the week from Brian.
Everybody was mad. Yeah. Thanks,
Brian.
I
just don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. We haven't like
it's
sort of like
yeah.
We'll have to
we gotta bite the bullet and we gotta just sit down and figure it out. So
I think it's one of those things where we just have to set a date to talk about it and do it like we do a show. I've learned this over the podcast network thing. It's like, if you don't set a date, it's not going to happen.
It is not going to happen. So,
it's not going to happen.
I say set a date. We can bring the interns with us and we can bring Mr. Stone and we will hash it out.
Yeah.
This way, because I think Jason Balin's going to stab me if I don't have an answer for him after a certain point. He gets very mad when
I know Nick is kind of the same way.
I mean, like every time I see Balin, we talk for a little bit and he goes, so what's up? I'm like, we're working on it. And he goes, really? I'm like, yes. Yeah. So
I don't think that people understand how much work
it sucks, but
that this network thing entails.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if people get how tedious it is to edit.
They should know just by the way that I talk. Like you should know how much work you have to do with just the episodes that I'm in,
You're easy. That's easy. Me and you are easy to edit because I'm doing it. But when I'm editing something that I didn't do, because I'm keeping notes and stuff like that.
Right. You got to listen.
Really comes down to, and sometimes if, thing drops out, it just becomes, oh my God, it's a nightmare. But I mean, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that people are just like, as they're sitting in their lawn chair, like, what the hell's going on, man? Like, what are you doing? I mean, fucking doing nothing here or what? Jeez,
yeah, you're right. You're right. We're doing nothing. We don't know. We don't have jobs,
I work 60 hours a week.
Families.
I have a huge collection. Well, not so huge, but it used to be huge. It's somewhat huge. It's still huge, though.
It's still a large collection of reptiles.
Yes. It's not like, I have like 5 snakes or something like that. And we have what? Oh my God, dude. I don't even know. What is it? What are we at now? 12 podcasts, I guess.
I think we're getting close to like 15 at this point.
MPR.
Yep. Got to count them all. MPR. Yep.
CCR.
All the various spin-off shows of
Carpets
MPR.
And Coffee.
Yep. That's one of them.
Perfect Cliff Notes. Corner.
Did we miss an episode of Carpets and Coffee, by the way? Because somebody contacted me saying that we uploaded 56 after 54 and there was no 55 or something like that.
Well, here's the thing that happened with that, right? So we do Carpets and Coffee on StreamYard because we stream it live, right? But they did something now to where in the past, and this I didn't realize this, but in the past, what they would do is they would delete your oldest episodes.
Oh.
Right. So that it would continually give you space
to
save it, right? And if you want more space, then you have to pay for more space. But I don't store anything there, so everything that we store is on Squadcast, right?
Right.
So, I figured it was deleting out. So we recorded 2 episodes of Carpets and Coffee that you can watch on YouTube, but I can't get the audio because it didn't record because there wasn't enough space on StreamYard.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that it didn't record until I went and tried to download the audio file, and I couldn't get the audio file. I'm like, why isn't this downloading? So I contact them. They're like, well, you don't have enough room in your thing. Blah, 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 blah. We can upgrade you to,
no, thanks.
I was like, no. No. Yeah.
You, sir, don't know who you're dealing with. I've resisted carpet buying. Click.
So I apologize about that. But all of the Carpets and Coffee episodes can be found on the MPR Network's YouTube channel.
Aha. All right.
If you want to watch it there. I understand the whole podcast thing. I understand that you want to listen to it in your car. I do too.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to look at us either. So,
but if you really want to, and there was a couple weeks where we took off, and you
were in Arizona, or I'm sorry, California.
Yeah. I know.
And I can't be trusted with the interns. Apparently
crazy things happen.
They've unionized. I don't know.
Riley's the union leader.
I have to crush this rebellion quickly. So don't worry, TBD. So.
And on top of that, my sister wants to. We're going to meet this weekend because she's trying to convince me to go in with her on a reptile / plant shop.
Yes. I'll quit my job.
And I was like, I said to her, I was like, okay.
You don't need that much convincing. I mean, come on.
I said, but she says she swears she has this great idea.
It's a great idea already.
I'm like, well, yeah, it would be a great idea to, to have a serpentarium type of
so it begins.
Yes.
Well, the problem is that you have to. I mean, you got to set it up, and I think in this day and age, anybody anywhere can have any kind of a shop if you have the customer base. So the thing is that she'd have to get that customer base, which can be gotten. I mean, obviously you run a morph market site and selling the plants and stuff. The problem is that are you going to make enough to do the overhead of a shop, like a building, and then there's also nobody minds a plant shop coming in, but the second there's a snake or two, now everyone cares. So there's that.
Yeah, insurance. I was just listening to Snakes and Stogies, and Bill was talking about, that was sort of a thing that they brought. It seems like if you do a podcast, you sort of want to have a serpentarium that goes along with your podcast. So
I want one, but
who doesn't,
But it almost feels like it would be easier to start the business and then grow it to the point where you would need a store. So you start it, you sell the reptiles, and you sell the plants. We're talking going to every show in the tri-state area every time there is one. So Maryland, New York, all the PA shows, selling snakes and plants. And then after you've grown a considerable amount, then you can get the shop. It's like baby steps.
I think she's going to go, because I think I had planted a seed in her head about it. Because she was trying to say, like, she was asking me how she could stand out. And I was like, well, you're really knowledgeable with plants. And, you're learning about reptiles to the level that you want to go. And, geckos and stuff like that, but you don't know it like plants. So perhaps she's looking at it as like, I'm not going to be a cage manufacturer. I'm not going to be necessarily a reptile producer, but I'm going to make these beautiful
terrariums
that are ready to go for people, picking the right plants to go with the right reptile and all that kind of stuff. So,
I mean,
I don't know. We'll see what
you could probably do a good job doing custom terrarium builds and stuff like that. I mean,
and to your point though, does that require a shop?
Yeah.
Is that you know what I mean?
Is that an overhead thing or is that something you build out of your garage? Because let's put it this way. You and I have been in business for how many years and neither one of us has a reptile shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different thing, it's a different, if it's a different thing. And,
it's a different thing once you're out in the light too.
And I'm fucking old, man. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't
know. You'll be dead soon. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It would have to be. I'm just curious to see what she says. So we'll see. But
I mean, I hope she has some sort of PowerPoint presentation that she takes you through.
I think she does.
Nice.
I really do. Dude, she's like
next
really
slide,
serious.
Please. Like, oh,
click.
Yes. Here's your reading material.
Oh.
Yes.
Listen, Podfather. There's you cannot deny me on my.
Oh shit! Do people have to ask you favors at my wedding, and do you have to give it to them?
Yes.
On this, the day of my co-host's wedding.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. We have to be very careful about the guest list at this point now.
Yes. Oh, you want him taken out, huh? Excellent. No worries. I'm sure there's a Simpsons quote here somewhere.
Business idea. Yeah.
Quick, Simpsons quote.
I can't. My brain is fried. I did too many this past week because I was just on a tear, sending a bunch of different videos to you guys, and I was laughing so much at the 64 slices of American cheese. He just sits there and eats it. You've been up all night eating cheese? I think I'm blind.
I love the voice he does, like that. No.
64. 63. Yeah.
One. Oh man,
that was great.
And wasn't that the one where Smithers and what's his name were like suction cup
the ceiling? Yeah, because they were trying to get Mr. Burns' teddy bear back.
Yes,
yeah, it was. Yep.
Okay, now that we've gone
completely off the rails.
Yeah, Simpsons. You know what? It's funny though when you guys send those like little video clips. I do remember seeing.
You remember the episode?
Yeah, I remember seeing them. So I must have watched The Simpsons at some point. I think it. So here's the thing, right? Yeah. I don't know if you remember this, but in like the 90s and the 2000s, like when you didn't have a whole lot of cable TV and all these different. So like if you came home and it's like the evening time and the TV's on, when you're living at home, like you would watch these things because it was the only thing that's on. Like,
right.
You got The Simpsons, 60 Minutes. Yeah. And, I don't know, whatever else would be.
Right.
Married with, Highway to Heaven or some shit.
Something like that. Yeah,
I guess it's The Simpsons.
Yep. Yeah, it's if it was on in the background and you might chuckle every once in a while. Yeah, I totally understand that because here's the thing. I've forgotten a lot of these old ones and then I'll just go on a deep YouTube rabbit hole dive where I'll find like 10 or 15 clips that make me chuckle from various episodes from God knows when that I totally forgot. But then after I watch it, I'm like, I remember that episode. God, that's hilarious. So yeah. And then it's also, I'm in the middle of a Cracker Barrel in New York, and of course I see the moon pie display, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, yeah,
you said it. You didn't write anything, and then real quick, I'm like, what a time to be alive.
I did that on purpose.
I got one.
Yeah, I did that on purpose. I was setting somebody up.
I found a snake this year, and I got a Simpsons quote.
I'm
on the board.
I'm done for herping. It's like on the board. All I have to do is get 500 more snakes and 18 million more quotes, and I'll be right up there with Justin. Like,
yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we did it.
That's enough. That's enough of the episode.
Yes, we've had enough. We are done. We're out of quotes, out of topics. Next week.
Yep.
Is it next week?
Yeah.
Yes, David Brahms will be joining us. So specialty enclosure designs, 3D printing, imaging.
I have multiple of his things.
Yes.
Many of his things. I think that if you have a 15-quart tub rack, it is a useless piece of crap without his stuff in them, because the amount of headspace is so daunting. But then the second you put I have the green tree 3D printed things, fantastic. It gives them another level to use. Awesome things.
Yes. Very, very happy with that. Well, and obviously he does green trees and stuff. So
I have about that. I have the tracks for. I have to put in a hide on the ceiling of my rhino rats because I have the tracks for that thing too. Yep. My roughies love those things. Yeah.
So we'll be talking to him. He also does the podcast over on the THP, the Chondro. What the hell? Why am I drawing a blank? He's like, I don't know.
Chondro? That's rival network crap. Like it's
oh my God. I can't.
I'm not plugging them. Like it's
let's see. Chondro, no. ChondroCast. Duh.
There you go. That sounds familiar.
Hold on. We're gonna have to edit that.
No.
Next week, David Brahms will be on from 3D printed and blah blah blah.
No, not that part. The other part.
No, from David Brahms from the ChondroCast. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be checking that out.
Talking to him. Seamless.
He's an awesome guy. Yeah, well, you won't even know.
Don't even know what happened.
And I will have forgotten to edit this part out because I don't write anything anymore past the 1.40 mark.
I can't wait.
And Rob will be sending me a message
and
saying,
"What did you do?
You didn't edit it out, idiot." So there's that.
Cool.
So that'll be cool. And then as we're getting closer, that will be 492. And I think I'm going to get Nick to come back on because I'm going to chat with him tomorrow. It's always good talking to Nick. And then we're a few away from episode 500. And we have a special guest coming to hang out with us. He hasn't been with us in a while, but we consider him a very good friend. And I think it will be cool. 500. We now can say we're the only reptile podcast, unless one of us died before 500. So maybe I shouldn't say this yet. Wait. All right. Yeah. We have too many close calls this year, Owen. We have to steer away from anything like this.
At any moment, one of us could go. And it would
close calls about.
Yeah, I mean, we can't do this.
It's like.
My organs are shutting down. Like, it's
Owen can't drink coffee anymore. He's got to get organs removed
now. It's all good now.
He had a pocket of rocks in his stomach or some shit. I don't know. Like, why does Owen stick to the side? That's because he's got rocks in
not
his...
okay. He's not all right.
Wait a minute. He's got rocks in that organ? I don't think that's right.
They weren't supposed to be there. No, they weren't. But
damn it, Jim.
See, that's when you're sitting there and you're like, I need to go to the hospital. My only choices are Jim. Oh, no. Oh, this is not good.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, I'm going to die.
We have a special guest, episode 500. And when we get to 500, I'll say what I was going to say. But until then, my superstition will take over and we will continue on. So if you want to check us out, MoreliaPythonRadio.com is the website. Info at Morelia Python Radio is our email. Check out all the shows that we got going on. Podcast will be up probably at the end of the month. So we'll get that going. We're working on a Field Herping podcast episode. We're working on what else? I got a Carpet Cliff Notes that didn't release. I got to go look at that. And then we got to do a couple of them. We got a Patreon show that we got to come up. I don't know, Colubrid and Colubroid Radio, short tail episodes coming up. We got a gecko episode coming up on US geckos. I don't know, lots of stuff. So
cool. And
you can figure all that out. Yeah.
Yep.
If you what?
In the YouTube page, go over there, check that, and then
Oh yeah,
what is it? The Teespring store? Go check that out, because I swear that's something else we'll have to do in this meeting that we're going to set up. Is we have all these ideas, we should really get moving on them. So
yeah, if only there was somebody that could log in and make shirts.
I don't know who that is. No idea.
Yeah. Some witty guy that
None.
these
There's not a single
that he
person
could just write on a shirt.
Listen. Just because they come out of my mouth doesn't mean I remember them. Like we had to sit down with Rob, and he has to tell me the years worth of shit that I've said that is funny.
The stone filter.
Thank you.
The stone filter. He picks up the good quotes and lets the bad quotes.
Exactly. We forget those go into the ether, and we never speak of them again.
We wait until the holiday show to bring those quotes out.
Yeah, I mean, let's not go ahead of ourselves, but yes.
So yeah, check us out: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the things, the socials. The only one we're not on is TikTok, and I don't think that's happening, man. Unless Owen's going to man the MPR TikTok.
Yeah, hell no.
I can't do it. I can't do it. So if it's not him, it's not happening.
Did we? The anniversary of the show is like the 15th of October, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God.
Why?
NPR wedding anniversary, same time. I'd be weird. So.
Ooh. Oh yeah. I see what you did there. Okay. All right. Smart man. That's why you never forget.
I mean,
it's either NPR or wedding.
One of them. Who's mad at me?
I'd rather have Eric mad at me.
I would.
I don't live with him.
Yeah. He can't stab me.
And I can hang up.
Yeah.
So we got the swag store, the Patreon, all the stuffs. You can check it all out over on MPR.MoreliaPythonRadio.com. So
cool.
I would also say go and check out a USARC's YouTube page. They got a YouTube channel now, so you can keep up to date with what the updates are going on.
There was the Florida meeting today, and I'm anxiously trying to figure out how that went.
Right.
I don't think it went well.
So what was that for?
It was for Florida, the whitelist of what they can determine would be banned. My money's on. I couldn't see any of the things. I know it happened. I just don't know what the results were. I couldn't find any before we got on the show. I would want to say that the main thing is Florida Fish and Game is trying to pretty much put everything that is not a native Florida animal on the whitelist. And then this way they can move something from the whitelist to the blacklist, the ban list, without having to consult anybody or anything. They can just move it. And then, So not sure how it went, but like I said, I'm pretty sure it didn't go well. So I'll have to double check on that one for the next episode. Or maybe maybe I'll get you guys some info for Carpets and Coffee tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. But so this Saturday is the Oaks Reptile Show. I will be there early, and I'm just going to be in and out grabbing stuff. But if you see me, please say hi, and we can talk snakes, I promise. And that's it. Got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. That's all we have for you guys this week. So thanks you all for listening, and we'll catch everybody back here next week for some more Morelia Python Radio. Good night.